Hello, good evening, good afternoon and good morning to you. You've found Crafters TV, whether by chance or by purpose. I'm Leann Chivers and I'm going to be with you for the next 2 hours while we are, quite frankly, celebrating some beautiful beginnings. Our show that really focuses on our new crafters and new techniques, where we take some time to teach you how to get started. So if you've been watching and wondering and thinking, I really want to try some of that paper craft, it looks incredibly interesting, this show is all about you. Of course, if you've been a dedicated crafter for a long time, you might pick up a new technique or something you haven't tried before, something you've been looking at and wanting to try. So we're going to try and cover as many things as we can. Now, I'm not alone on this beautiful beginning show. We do have the very talented Jan with us tonight. Hello, Jan.
Hello, my lovely. It's a few hours. Well, I'm saying a few hours. It's a couple of hours since we were together, and that time's just flown by as usual. I always say it's like coming in a TARDIS when I come up here, because time just has no sort of. It's not like being at home, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
It just flies.
In a way, it's good because the day goes nice and quickly. But then in the other ways, when you're trying to fit everything in, I feel as if I'm juggling all the plates.
Absolutely,
but no, it's great to be back, and I love this show. I love this show. So anybody that's starting their journey in craft, this one's for you. So our beautiful beginnings.
Absolutely. So the first thing we're going to begin with today is our beautiful Christmas nesting dies. And we've got a whole collection for you here, a whole set of Christmas nesting dies, which are absolutely beautiful. Jan showed you these in Wake Up Call if you were with us this morning, and made a beautiful card with my favourite die from this collection. And you're not choosing, you're getting all of these dies in the collection. You've got a 35% saving on these. You're getting all 6 sets and you're getting 24 dies. Each of the dies has an outside, an inner, and then a couple of frames and accent in the middle. Each layer of the nesting die as it goes down, you can see here, is different. So while it's in a theme, each layer is different, so they can be used separately, together. You can swap them around if you want to. It's entirely up to you. So an incredible amount of versatility in these. What you will find is exceptional detail. The amount of tiny detail in these and the way they cut is truly phenomenal. It is. And so you'll see here, the first set we've got is Yuletide Bloom, and that's in a square shape, and these are sized to 5 1/4 square, which means they will work if you are in the US on your square cards cut from your 8.5 by 11, and in the UK it will also cut from your square cards cut from a sheet of A4, which gives you good use in your cardstock as well. If you're a beginner, then it's going to be very easy, because any of the regular cardstock you can get, these are going to work on. So you've got your Yuletide Bloom, my personal favourite, the one Jan used this morning, Festive Foliage. I don't think there's anything particularly Christmassy about that. I think that could be used all year round, regardless. We've then got our fabulous rectangles, and these again are sized so that you can use them on 1/4 US and 1/4 A4 for your small rectangle cards cut from your standard sized cardstock. You've got your beautiful baubles, and you've got your sparkling snowflakes. And these two, great, because for all I'm showing them in portrait style, they will work landscape as well. There's no directional print on those, so you can choose, do you want to use it landscape or do you want to use a portrait? It's entirely up to you. We've then got the huge crafty trend of 2021 and 2022, Slimline cards. So we did you a lovely nesting set in the Slimline style, which is 3.25 by 8.25. That's the standard size that we're using at the moment, and can be cut from 8.5 by 11 or your A4. And again, nothing directional on these. They can be used landscape or portrait, depending on how you want to use them. And you've got 2, Starry Night. Again, nothing particularly Christmassy about that. That could just be you are a superstar. Doesn't have to be Christmas. And then you've got Holly and Berries, which I really love as well. And you know what? We've got a holly bush in our garden, and it's green all year round. So holly doesn't have to be Christmas either, because our holly bush is in the garden, green, evergreen, all year round. So I think they're a really usable set. Certainly if you are new to using this type of detail die, it's going to be very easy for you to put something together. And I think the whole set is evergreen actually, and they're going to be relevant now, but you'll still be relevant in another 10 or 15 years when you take them out to use them, because there's nothing particularly trend driven on these. They're just a beautiful set of detailed dies. Your platinum price there, £44 or 50/40, saving 35% on the bundle is exceptional, and I've no doubt Jan has got something wonderful to show us.
Well, I've just picked out a few samples to start off with, and I've just chosen a couple of the designs. So this is the baubles one on the rectangle. But what I wanted to do was just show you, and I love this, you know, this one's been done portrait style. And I love that. I love that sort of old-fashioned antique look on that one with the colour scheme. Really, really nice. But then when you bring it alongside this one, which is exactly the same die, turned into a landscape orientation, it just looks completely different. So exactly the same die there, done in that lovely sort of antique finish, then bringing a more contemporary style to it, just how different they actually look. So that was the bauble one, and then I've also gone for the one that encompasses that gorgeous poinsettia. Now I did show these earlier, but I must admit they are absolutely beautiful. So you've got them, you know, incorporated into that lovely diorama style card there, with a little bit of shaker element just in there. There we go. Yep, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this is just cut in white. It looks stunning just in the white, but then this one really did catch my eye. I absolutely adore this. It's just done in layers of cream cardstock, and I think, feeling at it, they've probably been cut twice. So each layer's been cut twice and stuck together because there's some depth to it, even though it's all one colour. And when you feel it, it's very tactile, but I just love the fact that it's just monochrome.
And what you get with that is a true 4 laser cut frame look, you know, when they're on like a board.
Yes.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier, Leanne, about popping the little drop shadow behind it as well, which would look, even if you maybe just picked out this centre one and did a drop shadow behind that so that it stood, you know, there's so many different ways. And the fact that they all nest together, they all work beautifully, honestly, it is really, really good fun. So we're going to have a look at the Starry Night one, which is one of the Slimline ones. And we're actually going to make a gift box again with this one. So you've got that just about 8 1/4 tall by 3 1/4 wide, and you've got 3 separate components again. So we've got the outside, in fact 4 separate components, I'm fibbing. We've got 3 of the layers. Let me just find something that you can see them a bit better on there. So we've got that external layer with the stars incorporated into it. Then we've got the next layer, which just layers nicely inside. You can see how they've all been made to work together. And then we have a third layer for the nesting facility, which again, just nestles slightly in there. But who's to say that you don't want to change this one and have some kind of sentiment and bring it across at an angle this way? And then you've got a gorgeous, I just think these could be used on anything. I mean, this is made sidewise to fit in the centre, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to layer all these up for this demo just to show you how that they were designed. But I just think this, you know, if you've got a nice stamped sentiment and then one of these above it and below it, just to sort of accent it.
Nice.
So many different ways that we can use them. So what I'm actually going to do is literally cut them as they were intended, and we're going to layer them up and just show you how those come together. So I've got some beautiful, I just love this colour card. It's like a proper teal. And we're going to pop that one on there with a little bit of tape and cut that one out of that turquoisey colour. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in the, whoops, stay there, the next layer, which we're going to do in the white. So I've just got a little bit of textured white cardstock there. And again, I like to tape them down so that they don't move. My craft room setup at home is my desk in front of me and my Gemini's behind me. So I get the plates with the dies in. When I spin round in my chair, often things shoot off in all directions. So I've learnt the hard way in tape them down, Jan. Tape them down. So then we're going to bring the next layer and we're going to alternate the colours. So that one's going to go back onto the turquoise. So that one can go on there. And then we're going to do the white one on here.
Just while you're running them through the machine, Jan, we'll say hello to some of our wonderful viewers who are joining us. Stephen Nicole says, good evening, everyone. Dark and cold Andover. Keep wrapped up warm, Stephen. We've got Linda Borkhead. Hello from Wisconsin. Hello, Linda. Hello to Betty Weaver from Idaho. Anne Fleming. Hi, everyone from Texas. That is on my bucket list. I really need to go to Texas. I've been once, when I'm saying I need to go to Texas, I've been on a flying visit with work and went to the best barbecue I have ever had, where you buy your meat by the pound. You go with the train, they literally weigh your tray at the end. It's absolutely incredible.
Wow.
The food was exceptional. But I want to go for an elongated period of time and enjoy the experience. Certainly, Nashville, I need to go to.
Oh.
Karen Wells Sorrell, hello again from Kentucky. Hello to you, Karen. Wendy Myers from Oregon. Hello, Wendy. Lisa Kelleher. Lisa Kelleher Sorensen. What a fabulous name.
Oh, wow.
Hello from Chile, Minnesota. Roseanne Carbone. Hello from Massachusetts to Leann Jan, the entire Awesome CCTV team, and all my crafty friends. Bee Gees, Massachusetts, one of my favourite tunes of all time. Charlotte Everett, good evening, ladies and lovely crafty peeps. Monica Catull, hello from Transylvania. Transylvania,
Lovely.
time warping again, you see. Elaine Hernandez, hello from Puerto Rico. We're truly international tonight.
Absolutely.
Fred, nesting dies are always a great investment. Completely agree, Fred. Lillian Quog, hi Leann Jan, Crafters TV, Chloe and the CTV team. Hello to Lillian. Mary Beth's with us tonight. Stephen Nicole's given us an update. 73 stops from Yodel till two of my packages, one with the Wisteria collection, turns up, can't wait. Especially the decoupage pads. I love doing decoupage.
Yep.
You're going to have the best time.
It's very exciting, isn't it? It's like, have you ever tracked Santa on Christmas Eve?
Yes,
it's like waiting for Santa to come, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Eileen Hernandez, yesterday I received the big box, 1 month waiting. I'm waiting for another, like a child opening the Christmas gifts. So much fun. Rachel B says, my Wisteria collection arrived today. Much better in person than on screen. I have a new favourite.
Oh, wow, yep.
Isn't that good? So many of you joining us. Thank you so much. Keep sending in your comments. We'd like to see pictures of your trees. We'd like to know what you're planning to have for your Christmas dinner this year, what's going to be on your menu, and anything else you fancy chatting about, really. What's your favourite Christmas tune? Mine is... oh, I always forget their name. The Ravenettes. The Ravenettes, the Christmas song. The one that's in Christmas with the Cranks. I really love that one. That one. All the lights are coming on now. That one. I'm sure you can't tell it from that song, from that tune that I was singing there. But it is one of my favourites I love. I like White Christmas as well. I like Santa Baby. There's not a bad one really, is there? Actually, let's turn it on its head. Instead of telling us your favourite Christmas song, what's your worst Christmas song ever?
Oh, Jamie. Jamie.
Jamie. Oh.
He's just said Wizard, and that's up there on my my list.
Jamie has just said Wizard is his worst Christmas song. Is that the one where it goes, it's Christmas? That one?
That's Slade, isn't it? Yeah.
So which one's the Wizard one then?
It was in the dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Put a great big smile on somebody's face.
Yeah.
That one.
I think my worst one, and this again will not be a popular choice, I don't like the Pogues hit.
Oh.
And I think that's been played and overplayed.
Fairy Tale of New York with Kirsty MacColl.
My daughter loves it, but it's not my cup of tea at all.
Right, well, that's right on my top of my list, that
Is
one.
it?
I like that one. See, this is going to be interesting. Right, we don't want to know what you like. We want to know what really pushes, what grates on your nerves and pushes your buttons. Which Christmas song do you not like? Get them in the comments, let us know. Charlotte hates Feliz Navidad. Oh my word, I love it so much. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. That's in the Christmas with the Cranks as well, Charlotte. Yeah. She doesn't like it, it's awful, Jan. She doesn't like it, it's awful.
Everybody's got their own taste.
They
And
have.
we'd be boring if we were all the same,
We
wouldn't
would.
we? Yeah.
I think it's fascinating though. I like to get in the nitty gritty of it. Get in the comments. I want to know, what do you hate? What really grates your nerves when it comes to a Christmas song? Okay, Jan, back to you.
Right, I've done a little prep ahead of time because I wanted to concentrate on that nesting die. So we've just got the box lid here, and I've got a slightly lighter shade to just pop on that top there so that it sets off this beautiful sort of turquoise and white layering element that's going to be our focal point. So again, just a little bit of the double-sided tape. I've popped the sides on already, and we're literally going to pop that in the centre with the double-sided tape, and then I'll show you these one at a time. This outside layer here, I just think that is absolutely gorgeous with the stars and everything in there. And again, you know, you get the little cutout bits. If you want to save these as embellishments or to pop them in a shaker, something like that, I usually pop those in a little pot whenever you've got a die that cuts out something like that. So again, I'm going to flick to that dotty tape pen just to go round the edge of here. These are perfect for those little filigree parts of your dies. So just nice light pressure on there, just round the edge. I'm not going to waste my dots in the centre. No. I'm going to bring the double-sided one and pop a couple of strips of that down the centre there.
Lovely. I agree. Me and Betty Weaver, we're now best friends, because Betty says her worst one is, and I agree with you, Betty, I have to turn the radio off in disgust when it comes on. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas.
Oh gosh, yeah, that another one, overplayed, isn't it?
Oh,
big time.
It pushes every single one of my buttons, that one.
Yeah, I'm not particularly fond of her as an artist anyway.
I think what I don't like is all in the singing. I think it's unnecessary. I think it's I mean, obviously obviously I'm an amazing songstress. I can sing beautifully, and so I'm a right one to be critiquing the vibrato in the voice there.
But is Mariah Carey?
It's not for me. It's not for me.
As I say, we'd be boring if everybody was the same, wouldn't we? Everybody's different.
I've never heard this one before. And I have to say, the first thing I'm going to do at the end of tonight is go and find it. Where are you, Rhonda? Rhonda. Rhonda doesn't like it. She's put it in capital letters. She feels that strongly about it. I've never heard it, Rhonda, but the first thing I'm going to do after the show is Google it so I can hear it. Rhonda says, I've just lost it again, hang on. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. That well-known tune, Grandma got run over by a reindeer. I've never heard it, Rhonda, but I'm going to go and find it. Thank you for sharing. I love it.
That's brilliant.
Oh, dear.
Right, so I am just using my foam pads just to add a bit of height to this one. So, yep, padding there, yeah. Goodness me, I got my H in the wrong place. So, again, taking the backs off that one. And just layering them up so that it just gives a little bit of dimension. You know, you can keep it flat if you want to. You can use your 3D glue gel. I've just gone with the foam pads on this one.
Lovely.
And again, layering that up. And then I love this gorgeous little element. Again, you know, you could paper piece the little stars back in, maybe in a bit of silver or something like that. For that one would look nice. So again, I'm just going to bring that dotty tape pen. Be really gentle because it is just a filigree element to go on the top, but I just want to add a few of those dots, and I'm going to bring the old tweezers in again so that I can get that one in the centre there beautifully. Okay. I can hear them playing something now.
They're playing in our ears for Rhonda so I can hear. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. It's very country. Da, 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 da. It's very, I think you would do the two-step to it. It's a bit like, ooh, it's a bit line dancing. Right, well I say I love that kind of music, Rhonda, so that might not, a little bit of country and western.
That could make it onto your playlist.
It might go to the top of my list, but I tell you what it is going to do. It's going right on our playlist at the Chivers family house at Christmas, and we're going to be. And I'm going to sing with my granddaughter. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. I think it's going to be marvellous. I'm very excited. Has anybody heard this other tune Christmas Island. Fred says Christmas Island can be isolated from my playlist. I haven't heard that one either, Christmas
Another
Island.
one, yeah.
No. I love this. It's educational.
It is, it certainly is. I've just popped a little bit of design paper in the bottom
nice.
there.
I love to do that.
So this one's, both of the papers, both the spotty, it's actually the reverse side of the paper, is from our Christmas Garden Gnome collection. So any of your paper pads, you know we've all got them. They all just decorate beautifully. And then just to finish off nicely, I've got a little tiny sentiment, you know, which you could pop right across the middle. We could prop at the bottom there.
Yeah.
It's hard to
and
know where.
Rose Baker, Jan. Rose says, love this colour, Jan. Teal is one of my favourites.
It's quite striking, isn't it, with the white?
Yeah.
I'm going to go right across the middle there, like so.
Do you know, it's one of my favourite things to do, picking a colour and then pairing it with white and another colour and just letting it speak for itself, Jan.
Yeah. So again, I wanted to just let those nesting dies do the work there. So you can see just on that nice toolbox, we were suggesting earlier that maybe, you know, sort of a tie in there, a scarf, a pair of gloves, something like that, or just fill it with chocolate. Why not? It's coming up Christmas. Again, you know, imagine it done in different paper pads. It would look completely different. But like you said,
Nice
Leanne, you know,
gloves.
Starry Night.
Yeah.
There's nothing Christmassy about that.
Nothing Christmassy about it at all.
You know, it could be like you say, you are a star. It could be a, you know, sort of well done for an achievement, sort of celebration, something like that. And I just think it would look gorgeous with the little star elements paper pieced back in there as well.
Yeah, and
maybe
that could be
in a
masculine
silver.
or feminine depending on the colours that you use.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
I love that, Jan. It's a really lovely die set, and I like how you've used that Slimline one for a box. I think it's a little bit different, isn't it? Now, if you are wanting to get started with nesting dies, we've got a great little collection for you here, where you've got everything you need to start with your nesting dies. We've got a fabulous pack of card from the Knitwit Homebody collection, which is really lovely. We've got some beautiful colours in there. We've got a pack of our printable acetate, which actually don't worry about the fact that it's printable. It's just great for putting in the windows for shaker cards or lining a box lid or something like that. It's fantastic. You've got your sequins in here if you want to do a shaker card with your nesting dies. It's brilliant to do that. You've got your foam and a roll to lift that up so you can put it on the card. You've got your tape pen, permanent tape pen in there. You've got 3 rolls of your repositionable tape, and you've seen Jan use that a lot today to keep dies still and so you don't waste your cardstock and they don't go for a wander when you're cutting them. 3 reels of that in there for you. And this is all for your platinum price of £24, $32, a 40% saving, which is exceptional. You also get a full set of our inverted oval nesting dies in there, and that is included in the price. So everything you need to get started on your nesting die journey is included in that bundle for you with a great 40% saving. So whether you're just starting, whether you just need to top up on some consumables and you fancy a die set thrown in for a little bonus, then that is great for you. Excuse me. So now if you want to know what the platinum price is all about, we've got a little video to explain.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Everyone backstage is amazing. You probably know this because we talk about them all the time, but I have to give a big shout out to Jake. From the minute he walks in the door, he has got the hugest smile, but he's just brilliant. He's always there, he's always on the ball, asking what, and they all are, but Jake is just, he's a cheeky little chappy, I think is why I like him.
Constantly asking if we've got everything we need, fetching it for us if we need them. Everyone laughs at me because my main thing when Jake's in is, Jake!
He gets me whatever I want, so if I need anything from the library, he goes, gets me it, we rummage through the boxes together, we make sure that I've got everything I need. And he always does it with a smile.
Our craft experts come from all over the UK to HQ up in the northeast, and here they are telling you a little bit about where they're from and what it's famous for.
I'm originally from London, so Stoke Newington I was born and bred, and loved London. I mean, I love London now, something really magical about being in the capital. Grew up in Norfolk, loved it. The countryside, the scenery, it was very green and just beautiful and picturesque. I now live in Bedford, which is brilliant for work and life, because I feel like Bedford is sort of central to all these places around us, so I get to see so many different places. It's just great to be there.
So I live in Barnsley. It's a town in South Yorkshire, and South Yorkshire's a gorgeous place. Barnsley in particular I love. It gets a lot of flack, but it's a really beautiful, picturesque place to live, especially because there's lots of green places around there, lots of lovely parks and things like that, but it is a gorgeous place to live. Elthicka, neighbouring village to us, which is just full of history, and I love going there ever so lot. Famous, what's it famous for? Oh, the most famous thing I can think of is a film called Kes. A local author called Barry Hines, who lived in Oyland Common, made a very famous film called Kes that is well known from where I am, and actually filmed literally around the corner from where I live.
What's she like? Oh, I love Debbie Robinson. She's such a fun person. So many comments coming in, thank you. And we've had a couple of questions about the last demo. So, Jan, first one for Tammy. Can you let Tammy know the dimensions of that box, please?
The one that we've just made
The
there.
one we've just made.
Let's have a look then. So we're looking at about 8 3/4 in height, which allows room for that nesting die on the top. And it is 3 3/4 wide. So again, to accommodate this nicely on that top piece, and then the depth of it is 1.5 inches.
Okay.
Okay, so nice sort of size, you know, but you can make these any size.
Yeah.
I just sort of work, I usually work from what I'm working with on top,
yeah,
and almost work backwards.
I do that.
So sort of I've framed it and, you know, got a nice size, and then work backwards for the box
decide
size.
how deep I want it to be,
Yeah.
and then decide on my card size.
Yep.
Yes. It's exactly what I do, Jan.
Fantastic.
Elaine Hernandez also asked, for the cream card, you know, with the multiple layers for the Christmas nesting dies, how many layers of cream would it be? And we've had a little look in the brick, and we think it's 3.
Yes.
So 3 layers, and then use your either your tacky glue or a spray glue. You could use your dotty, actually, if it's a matte cardstock and not a shiny cardstock.
Yeah.
You could use your dotty, and then use your tweezers. I would be using a wet glue, I won't lie, because it's really going to be important that you get everything lined up the wiggle perfectly. Where if you use a tape pen, it's going to stick. So to get the wiggle, I would be using tacky, and that means you can move it around, slip it and slide it until it perfectly lines up. And I would say 3 layers of card to get that kind of 4 chipboard look. Would you, Jan?
Yes, I was just going to say that, Leanne. It's actually come together, and you know, I can feel the edge of it on the card here. It does feel like a chipboard piece. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I think from the point of view of applying, such as your tacky glue, I'd be popping a little bit onto my glass mat, and maybe just using. I buy the kitchen sponges, you know, the little scrubby sponges, and cut them up, and actually just dip it and dot it on the back of it, so that you don't want too much.
No.
But I agree with Leanne. I think a wet glue, you want to make sure the last thing you want is little corners, you know, tipping up and things like that.
Yeah.
It really is. It's really sturdy.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Who made that, Jan?
It's Bianca.
Bianca
On our design team.
She's
yeah,
a superstar, is our Bianca.
Designer extraordinaire. She is.
Really is. Right, so we've got Brenda Short. Another one I haven't heard of, Brenda. I hate the song Christmas Shoes.
Are they making these up, Leanne?
I don't think people are making these up.
Are they pulling our leg? I've not heard of half of these.
Have you heard of Christmas Shoes, Jan?
No.
No, we haven't
No.
had. I'm going to Google that one as well, Brenda.
We might have a whole new playlist for Christmas,
I will,
Leann.
of songs everybody else hates, and I'm going to play them
We
to my
don't need to
family at
listen to the usual stuff.
I am. I'm going to be. Never mind that stuff we love. Listen to this stuff. Michelle Prudence agrees with you. She can't bear to listen to the Fairy Tale of New York.
Yeah.
Peggy Sue, I'm with you on this, Peggy Sue Whistle. The chipmunks singing anything.
Oh.
Their voice is great to my ears, squeaking voices you can't understand. I get that. Now, one Christmas song that is overplayed is "What a Day I've Had It." Hang on. What a day I've had. It is funny but crazy. Never heard that one either. I'm going to make a whole list of these. I'm going to write them down.
A UK versus sort of stateside thing.
Yeah, we have an obscure playlist, don't we? Sylv says, I love the Pogues. Me too, I do love the Pogues.
Yeah, as I say, everybody to their own. I wouldn't say don't listen to them. My daughter loves it, honestly. My eldest daughter, she loves that track, but just doesn't do it for me.
She says, I can't actually think of one that I don't like. I saw someone spell Feliz Navidad. She says, I saw someone spell Feliz Navidad, the least knobby dot.
Correct.
Grandma got literally at least Lease, knobby Knobby dot, the least knobby dot. So now, whenever I hear Feliz Navidad, I am going to be singing the least knobby dot. The least knobby dot. Honestly, Sylv, you've made my day. Thank you so much. Charlotte Everett says, my daughter had a hobby horse reindeer that played Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Oh my word, we're having the best time tonight. Thank you. I can't get the least knobby dot out of my head now.
Oh my days. We've got a little reindeer that sits on the hearth, and when you press his button, he sings the jingle bell, jingle bell rock. So yeah, that goes on. You get such a stir crazy, and in the end, Steve usually takes the battery out of the bottom.
Oh dear. Right, back to some reality.
Yes, back in the room.
We've got these fabulous zigzag dies for you. And you've got a 20%, I'm going to be laughing about that for the next hour and a half, I'm just warning everyone. We've got a 20% saving on these. Now these dies, Jan did a fantastic demonstration on the best way to use these this morning in Wake Up Call, and it was a brilliant demo, so we're going to have another look in a second. These dies are great because what you've got are the 3 dies you can see here, which when you cut them on the fold of a card in 3s, like a triptych, and then fold it in a zigzag, you get this fabulous building up of a scene that you can see there. So your 3 dies on 3 different panels, and then when it's folded together, makes that beautiful scene for you. Now they can be used separately, they can be used together, you can snip into them, you can use them for dioramas, but the concept is that you put them together in a triptych, in a Z fold like that, and you get that lovely scene. So you're getting your, in the country, you're getting your garden dreams. I'll just move that one out so you can see that one as well. Lovely. You've got the little arbour, the archway, and the little park bench and the trees. Love that one. You've got our hometown, where you've got the little gate. You've got the houses and the little church on a hill. And you've got Once Upon a Time, where you've got the little Cinderella carriage, you've got the castle, and you've got all of the trees in the background. You're getting all 4 of them for your platinum price of $33.24 or $38.24. I think it really, at 20%, it's a really great saving. And Jan, I'm sure you've got something truly inspirational to show everyone.
Well, what I'm going to do, Leann, I've got a couple of demos with these throughout the show. So for the purpose of anybody that wasn't able to join us earlier, I'm going to keep to that sort of concept idea for the first demo, and then later in the show I'm going to show you a different way to use them. So for the first one, we're going to go very similar to what I did this morning, and the idea behind this, when I just get my samples there, this is one of the ones that we did, it was similar to this morning, with that lovely sort of trifold aspect to it, and this is just using inks to colour in the elements that are in the die. So you can see you've got the little bicycle at the bottom of the hill, then it goes up. I love the little swing, just those little details, the little swing in the tree. If I put the white behind it, you'll be able to see a bit better there. And then that one's got the house at the top. So we're going to use the hometown one this time and do a very similar kind of design. So this is the one that has, I love the gate on the bottom of here. And again, so useful for other projects. You know, these are separate dies. The way that you'll see me cut this, they need to be separate as opposed to one long, you know, piece of metal. So this is just perfect for lots and lots of different things. I mean, a little garden gate on things is that's something that make a note of. So I'm going to pop that to one side. We've got the church at the top of the hill. You can just see the outline there with the spire. Okay, then we've got that lovely little row of houses, and then we've got the gate at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I've taken my piece of cardstock again, similar to what I did this morning, and I'm looking at, I think it's the same size I cut, yeah, 11 1/4 by 8 1/4. And then I've just scored it to make 3 equal panels. So we've got that sort of trifold card going on. All right, so each one of those is 3 3/4 by 8 1/4. And I like to do a couple of passes on through the machine with this one, and I'll explain why. So I'm going to take my dies there. I like to have it open at the front. I don't know, it just makes sense to me that it opens like a little book at the front. So the first one is going to go at the front here. So again, I'm just going to tape it in place, and I'm just going to use the others as spaces so that I can get an idea of how much room we're actually playing with. So yeah, there's plenty of room there, yep. So we're going to pop that one at the bottom. I'll try and get it as straight as I can and take that one down. I'm going to leave the central one for a second, and I'll explain what I'm going to do with that one in a minute. Then I'm going to open it out, and I'm going to work on this back panel, because this is the bit we're going to cut away elements here, and then you'll see that back panel. So the church is going up on the top of the hill on that back piece. So again, we're going to pop that one. Again, just going to pop the spacer in here just to sort of see where we're at. About there, I think. Yeah, making sure that my church is straight gives you the sort of the incline on the hill there, because we don't want the close by where I live. There's a church in the town of Chesterfield called the Crooked Spire. And I remember when we were kiddies, we used to spend, it was just ace going through Chesterfield because the spire's actually twisted. And it's been like it for years and years and years. It's quite a landmark. It's something to do, I don't know, with the lead on the roof and everything, but it actually goes round, and it's known as the Crooked Spire. It's actually sort of like, you know, a tourist
there was a whole architectural
spot.
programme on one of the Discovery channels about that.
Yeah, yeah. So every time we went through there, we're going to see the crooked. My younger sister used to call it the Crooked Sparrow when she was little. I still have fond memories. So I'm going to cut these two first, and the reason being is if we lay this one in here, that's absolutely fine. But you can see we're going sort of in the opposite direction here now. So what I'm actually going to do is, when I've cut these two, is flip it over and cut this one on the other side. So I'll just explain a bit more about that in a second. I'm going to pass these through to the machine first. And these are the types of things, you know, I mean, you're talking 18 seconds through that Gemini, so it's not a long time to wait. And you might think, oh, well, I'd rather cut them all in one go, Jan, but it's worth having those two passes through the machine to get the finish that you're after.
Carletta thought your box with the blue colours was beautiful.
Thank you.
And Rhonda thought that the centre of your blue box could have had a removable bookmark as a gift.
Yes.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
Could, yeah.
Alison Lee says, hi everyone, I've been busy today, business meeting this morning, dentist this afternoon, but have made it tonight. Hello and welcome. Becky says she hopes she hasn't missed too much. She was reorganising her craft area. Dieta says, Leann, big love hearts. I would love to see a set of dies for boxes, sizes for the most made cards, 5x7 and 6x6. We did them once upon a time, Dieta. And then we did some shadow box ones for
yes, I remember those.
The Pro, and we did some double-sided box dies as well, actually. So have a look on the website. There may still be a couple of them rattling around, but I can certainly think about doing some new ones. The problem is with box dies, to do that, Dieta, is the size of card, depending on how deep you want it to be, the piece of card you need won't fit on a Gemini plate.
Yeah.
So it's usually better to do those with the boxer board or the Envela box board, and we have got a bundle for that on the show. I'll make sure we show you that before the end of the show. But my advice would be, get your scoring boards out and have a go with that, because a die to do it has to be huge, and then it's quite expensive and can't always fit on the plate.
I think they're one of those things, boxes, that they seem complicated,
But they're not.
once you've had a go and got the concept, you can then apply it to lots and lots of different sizes. So if I work on the front of this like I have done, like I say, we're sort of almost going, you know, in the wrong place here, we're going in the wrong direction. So what I'm going to do, and I like to do this so that I'm getting the right side of the die. Whenever you die cut card, you get a lovely beveled edge from the die cut. So doing it this way, because when I fold this like this...
Jan, I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Go on, what have you found now?
I have to tell you what Rhonda's just said. I have to pronounce this correctly. I used to think the song Guantanamera was really 1 ton tomato. One ton tomato.
That's a whole different ballgame. Misheard song lyrics, isn't it?
Oh my word.
That's another debate for another day.
It is. So much of you are really enjoying. So yeah, it's really, thank you for joining in and with the fun. It's nice to have a little bit of fun sometimes, isn't it?
It sure is. It sure is.
Sorry, on you go.
Keeps us going, doesn't it?
It does.
So this is on the back piece. This is on the front piece. When we open that trifold card, this scene is going to be on this piece. So if I'd have cut it with the original, can you see what I mean about it being in the wrong place? So flip it over completely, and then that you'll find that your die is following the line of the hill.
Yes.
So again, tape it in place where you want it. Don't worry if they don't match up, because all you need is your little snips. I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, I'm making sure that the houses, you don't want your houses falling down the hill. So I'm just going to sort of centre it between the two score lines, making sure that the houses are reasonably straight. I'm not too worried that this is lower down than here, or this one's higher up. So again, tape it down, and as I say, it's worth, I personally think it's worth that second pass through the machine. So usual sandwich in there, the clear cutting plate with the dies on, and then I've got my plastic shim, my magnetic shim, that top cutting plate. And this is where your big Gemini comes in handy, because I've got that almost piece of A4 cardstock. It's going through there without worrying about, is it going to get stuck? Is it the right size? You've got all that space to work on, and it really does come into its own there. Now that's actually cut through the opposite side. So when we take the die off here now, we're actually working into that same piece, but we've got it the right way around. So we just get rid of the bits. They've all come out beautifully.
You've set Becky Finity's Alexa off.
Oh,
Jan. It was playing Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle Bell, Jingle. I love that. Yeah, it's very addictive though when it's going with the reindeer. He dances and everything. Yeah, it's really cool. Bought him for my little grandson, who thinks he's great, as he's the one that keeps pressing the button. So all I'm going to do now then is take my little snips. So if we're going to fold it up now, you can see that we've got everything in the right place. We've got the gate is going to open at the bottom to reveal the little row of houses, to reveal the church at the top of the hill. So all I'm going to do is take my snips now and release these pieces. So I'm going to leave the gate opening, and I'm just going to cut up the score line with my snips and just join that piece so that we can take the bottom out. Just there. And then again, we're going to go from, I'm just going to cut the waste away so that it doesn't get tangled. And then I'm going to go back to the fold again, the score line, straight up, and then join that piece where the hill starts here.
Great. And across the bottom of your screen, if you'd like some scissors, we've put the details of the deal we've got on our scissors for you today. You've got a really good saving on it. I think from memory it was something like 20%. Yeah, 20% saving on all 3 pairs of the scissors. Jan using the smallest snippy ones now.
Again, use whichever you're most comfortable with. I know everybody's got their preferences. I just think, you know, in this little sort of space I've got here, I personally am happier with my little snips there. So completely cut away that top section. I don't need that piece now. Get rid of all the bits, but now you can see what I mean. Let me bring in that plate again so that you can see what we're doing here.
And the reason we did the dies like that, Jan, so they're in 3 separate pieces and you have to snip between them to do that style of card, was to save money, because we didn't want to put extra metal in that you don't need.
Yeah, so
it
you'd
makes
have
them
like
affordable
spaces
for
in them,
you.
wouldn't you? Yeah.
Means you can use them in different ways separately, of course, as well.
I was just going to say that if it was all one piece, you sort of then, you know, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. And like I said earlier, I love things that do, you know, different things. As I say, I'm going to show you a slightly different way to use these, but you can see now when we fold, you can see all those elements as part of the card. So you've got the little houses on the hill, you've got the gate at the front. And then very, very similar to what I showed you earlier, I'm just going to add a little bit of colour with some of my inks, and then I've got one obviously that I've already done, because it does take a little while with the colouring. So it may be, depending on what you want to do, I'll use that piece I've cut off as the scrap. I've just pulled out some colours that I was using earlier. I'm going to do the gate in the brown. So again, this is just our water reactive ink that I'm going to use more like a paint than an ink.
Lovely.
So again,
and you've done that on watercolour card, Jan?
this is watercolour card again, yeah, this time. So again, I'm just going to sort of do a wash, probably done with a slightly bigger brush, but here we go. Just over the gate there. Now you can use your aqua markers for this. You could use alcohol, but then I would change the cardstock if I'm going to go with the alcohol markers.
If you're going to do the alcohol markers, you need the Nina or our premium marker pad.
Yeah, just so that you're getting the best finished results with the
Definitely don't use multi-purpose with
product.
your alcohol markers.
It sort of sucks them up a wee bit, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it wastes the ink in your pen.
Yeah. So again, just literally nothing technical about this at all. You know, I'm not a painter. I'm just literally popping that ink across the die cut.
We'll watch you do that, and we'll talk to a couple of our people who are joining us, because we've got so many of you. Anne Kalinowska says CC should make a Fleas Navy dog stamp for Christmas next year, like the Bar Humpug one. Jamie liked that, he could afford. Charlotte Everett, I couldn't think of a Christmas song I didn't like until I remembered Lady Gaga, Christmas Tree. I can't say I've ever heard that one either, Jan.
No, I didn't realise she'd done a
I didn't even know she had a
track.
Christmas song out.
Yeah.
Becky Finity, who's Alexa, went off to Jingle Bell Rock. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Why, Becky? Because she's going to the Evesham show for the first time.
Oh, you will love it.
She will, won't she?
You will love it. I had the pleasure of going down to Evesham when they first opened, and did some work on in the store for them when they first opened the store.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is
Fabulous.
Fab. Yeah. And
Fred,
the crew down there are great.
Yeah,
they
they are. They're all
you,
fabulous.
yeah.
Fred171 says the boxer board makes boxes super easy.
Yep.
I agree, Fred. Rhonda says this is such a fun show, laugh out loud. Thank you very much. Stephen Nicole says, I find when I use low tack tape, I accidentally damage the card a bit when I remove the tape. Have you got any tips, Jan?
I have. My biggest tip that I can give for you for that is when you've got the tape, when it's taped down, okay, instead of trying to lift your tape off like the Band-Aid and ripping it off, or even doing it gently, I find that if you just lift a corner and roll it back like this, it does a lot less damage. So the tape is very low tack, but obviously the pressure in the Gemini, if you leave your tape on when it's going through the Gemini, which we recommend, obviously that's adding extra pressure to it. So yeah, sometimes it can be quite firmly embedded. So one top tip is to attach it to a piece that you know is going to be the waist. So for example, when I cut this, I made sure that my tape was at the top of the die, because this bit I knew was going to cut away. So that's one way to do it. So if you've got an area that's waste, but if it is where you're wanting to keep the card, so just lift a corner and literally roll it rather than ripping it off or even trying to tear it off. I find that that gives a lot less damage when you just pop it like that way.
Me too.
Yeah?
Yeah, thank you, Jan.
So again, I'm not going to do masses on here because
No.
I've got one that's finished off, but you can see by just adding colour that it's starting to come to life. I'm going to get rid of the ink so that I don't end up covered in it, or the project ends up covered in it. And then if I bring in the one that I've actually coloured in, you can see here, we've now got those items starting to stand out a bit. So we've got the gate at the bottom opening just the same as we had, opening it up to go up the hill, and you've got those lovely little townhouses on the hill. And then when we open it back the other way, you've got the church and whoever this one, who lives at the top of the church, you know, at the top of the hill next to the church.
I think that's the vicarage.
It sure is. So again, you've got that at the ready. And as I say, I'm going to treat it very similar to the one that we did this morning. So I have my card blank at the ready. I've taken a second piece of the watercolour card and just had a play around with the inks. So again, we've got some parakeet and some fuchsia here from the water reactive inks. Just washed it on with the brush, flicked the old water at it. You know, you've seen us do this many, many times. And this is going to be my background to pop that scene on. And you can just see how it sort of starts to come to life.
Lovely, Jan.
So again, I'm going to stick those together and then I'll show you the finished example because I've just added a little bit of magic to that finished example as well. A bit of magic. Okay, so all I've done is pop this one to the top edge of the card, and I've actually not matted and layered this. I've cut this the same size as the actual card blank. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up at the top edge, down that fold. That's going to be sort of on the front, and then I'm going to bring this one up from the bottom to go over the top of that one. So that's going to have a little bit, and I've used that tape pen pretty much throughout tonight. If you wanted to pop your glue on there, for the purpose of this one, I'd be going with my all-purpose glue. Cardstock to cardstock, every single time it would be the all-purpose. The only time that I add some of my PVA glue in is if I'm sticking to something like glitter card.
Yeah.
So again, I'm going to line this one up with the bottom of the card and just pop that coming up from the bottom. So this is going to become the card front. Just get that lined up there. Okay.
Oh, that's lovely, Jan.
So we've got that lovely little card there.
It's a little bit wintry.
It does. Oh, it's going to look even more wintry in a minute,
Is
Leann,
it?
because it's snowing.
All right, okay.
It's snowing in a second. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm excited,
We're going to enter a little
Jan.
bit of a snowy one.
Yeah.
So you can see that gorgeous concept, and you can see how easy. This is a real wow impact card, I think. But when you look, it was
Simple.
just placing those dies, 2 passes through the machine. You can go to town on whatever you're doing with the colouring, and if you're not a colourist, the next demo that I've got with these is taking away the colouring. So don't worry, don't think, oh, I've got to colour everything in. If that's not your bag, we're going to do something different with the next one. But you can see there. And then if I bring this one in with the little sentiment on, we've just added a little bit of the snow in places. Again, if I pop this behind it, you'll be able to see it's just settled on the top of the gate there. It's just settled on the roofs of the houses.
Jan.
A little bit of the faux snow on the church roof there and everything, just to give it a little bit more sort of character. And I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, to display them, you can actually open up your card as normal. And then if you display them with the trifold open as well. I've never seen anything like this in a store, ever. You know, when you go in a card store, they're all just an ordinary, what I call a book fold, you know, just an open card. But to find something like that in a store, my goodness, how much would you pay for it, Leann?
Oh, I wouldn't even like to guess,
I wouldn't like to
Jan.
put a price on it.
I wouldn't like to put a price on it. No, you're quite right.
But so simple to do.
But you know, Jan, what a massive impact, and beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I would love to receive that. And you know what, more importantly, I would really like making it and giving it. I think that's part of the joy of papercraft. Susan says, hello Leann, Jan, CC team from South East UK. 2 thanks to you, Leann. Your video of construction Country Village Church was a godsend. Today managed the challenge. Second CC alert shows Christmas red glitter in stock. Very fabulous, Susan. Charlotte says, if you're colouring with opaque pigment ink, which ink should you use to stamp the outline image with, please? I would say waterproof. Finesse waterproof. Okay, so we have got a great little bundle for you here, should you wish to start on your journey with those zigzag dies that Jan's just been showing you. And so what we've got here is a whole pack of our rocker blocks, which are fantastic. You know, these are my favourite, these are my go-to. I use rocker blocks, I'd say 80% of the time when I'm stamping, unless I'm using layering stamps or I want to position perfectly a sentiment. They've both got their uses. I use them both, but rocker blocks what I pick up first. You've then got a whole pack of our Nina cardstock in here. You've got your Harmony quick dry ink pad, which is the Twilight Grey. You've also got a whole pack of our tri-blend markers, which is why we've given you the Nina card. 6 markers in here and 3 colours in each marker, 18 different colours. And you can see from the colours there, you've got your gate, you've got your trees, you've got your sky, you've got your grass, you've got your florals. You've got a colour to do everything. A pink for the castle, to do every single one of those zigzag dies that you get in your collection, and it's a 40% saving on this bundle for you. You can see your platinum price there of £24 or $32. And then you also get your gnome, your garden gnome paper pad And you can see you've got the beautiful background designs in there, and you've got all of your beautiful papers in here as well. A really great pad with 36 separate double-sided sheets in there. We're going to give you a little time to go and find which of the dies you'd like best. Get your baskets checked out and get ready for Jan's next demonstration. And while you do that, we're going to let everybody know all about the very fabulous Craig Laird.
My name's Craig Laird. I work at Crafters Companion. I am a craft expert where I get to play with lots of crafty goodies from Crafters Companion, and hopefully we're here to inspire you with lots of crafty things that you can do. So my crafting journey, that started many years ago, actually just over 20 years ago. I actually came across crafting on UK shopping TV. I was unwell at the time, and I was just channel surfing, just having a look to see what was on TV, and then I came across who has now become my friend, Dawn Bibby, and I thought, oh, quite like that bit of crafting that she's doing. I purchased some crafty goodies, and before you know it, here I am, all these years later, doing what I'm doing with Crafters Companion. So believe it or not, none of my family or friends are actually very creative. So the creative side in me has actually just progressed naturally. As I have progressed, I've become really good friends with many craft experts out there in the industry, and they're the ones that inspire me. Then coming to Crafters Companion, Crafters TV, and interacting with all the crafters at home, seeing what they make. I am a huge advocate for social media because you get to see lots of things that everyone makes at home, and that does inspire me as well. Many years ago, before I started here at Crafters Companion, believe it or not, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't go out a lot, I didn't do much. Now, with Crafters Companion and Crafters TV, it's given me so much confidence, self-belief. My biggest crafting success, I'm going to have to pick two. One of them is appearing on HSN America. I was really lucky a couple of years ago to actually go to Florida with Sarah to see how it all works behind the scenes. An incredible juggernaut that the shopping TV is at HSN. That for me is an incredible proud moment. I will never ever forget when all of you incredible crafters at home voted enough for me to be in the running of the 2021 Male Craft Personality of the Year. Was such a humbling feeling. I was so proud. I was so grateful. Our Crafters TV audience are absolutely incredible. For me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers, and the support that I get. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise, but if you just want that interaction, you just want to have that chat away about anything random in life, onto social media, onto Crafters TV, you know that you're going to get that support, you're going to get that understanding when it comes to the crafters at home.
One of the nicest people you could ever hope to meet, Craig. I genuinely mean that. That man is an inspiration to anybody who meets him, and one of the nicest, kindest, most generous people you could ever hope to meet in craft and in life. So Kay says, is the multi-purpose card the best to use for this zigzag card? Kay, whatever you're colouring with is the best card. I would say multi-purpose only if you're not colouring it in. If you are colouring it in and you're watercolouring like Jan did, you need to use our watercolour card. If you're going to use the alcohol markers like in the starter kit I've just shown you, the tri-blend, then we've put the Nina card stuck in there for you because that's the best card for those markers. So choose the card appropriate to what you're going to be colouring with. If you're not colouring, multi-purpose is absolutely fine, but if you are, choose the best compared to what you're colouring with. Kay Restad says, love that background. It really made the card pop, Jan. Jessica Stricker says, love the card with the snow. Kay Restad, beautiful card, Jan.
Oh, thank you,
Kirsty Lozot, awesome card, Jan.
Oh.
Susan Griffiths, Jan, that is something else. It is beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
much love for that. And I agree, it was truly beautiful. Dieta wants to know, what inks do you recommend for stamping on acetate? She really wants to know because she's put lots of question marks and big capital letters. It depends what you're doing, Dieta. I would say use your pigment and heat emboss. So I would say get our heat resistant acetate or pigment ink and a clear embossing powder and do that, and you'll get a nice raised image for stamping on acetate, especially with your sentiments. You want it to be nice and clear and raised. That's what I would recommend for acetate stamping. Right, what are we going to do next, guys? I think we're going to have a look at these fabulous nesting dies, which is a really lovely collection, and I'm loving that it's all about the nesting tonight and the zigzags and the concept cards, because actually when you are a beginner, nesting dies are the first set of dies that I always recommend you get a set of, because they're the most versatile. So I always say a set of nesting dies and then a little concept to try, and we've got that for you tonight with all of the nesting options and then those lovely zigzags that Jan was just showing you there. There is a great saving on these tonight, and you can see here that your dies are really beautiful. It's a half price saving you've got. Your platinum price there of $30.78 and $35.90, and you're not choosing, you're going to get all of these. Now these dies are incredibly detailed. The detail on them is truly fabulous. This is our Bronte set, and that is sized perfectly for your quarter, so your quarter UK or your quarter US size cards. This here, Turin, I feel that is very 1920s, Great Gatsby.
Absolutely.
It has that feel.
Bit of gold, that satin gold again, Leanne.
The satin gold, beautiful on that. You're absolutely right,
on the
Jan.
background. Maybe complemented with black.
Yes.
Would fit that era perfectly, wouldn't it?
It would. Watch this space, Jan. Watch this space.
I'm excited there.
I know. I want Leonardo DiCaprio with a cosmopolitan cocktail on a silver salver with that die. Thank you very much. And this one I love. This is Bergamo. Oh, that feels quite Snow White to me.
Do you know, I was just thinking, yeah, I can see the mirror there easily, and to pop the mirror card in the middle of maybe a black frame with a bit of gilding wax on, but then equally, to do it in black, I can see Halloween as well. Yes. And this is what I mean about a nesting die can be anything that you want it to be. Just take it, honestly, with your imagination.
Anything. Absolutely.
Yep.
This one, I mean, could you even imagine a nesting die with as much tiny
gorgeous,
detail?
aren't they?
It's incredible. And that one's called Amalfi. You're not choosing, you're getting all of these for this 50% saving. Your platinum price of $30.78 and $35.90. Another roaring 20s for me.
Definitely.
Very beautiful die, and I think that square one actually my favourite. Because I love a square card.
Yes.
If I choose a card to make, invariably I choose a square card. So that's probably why I'm attracted to that die. So you don't have to choose. You're going to get all of those, which is fantastic for that 50% saving. Keep getting your comments in. Remember, the theme tonight is, which song do you hate for Christmas? We're turning it on its head. We've had some hilarious options. I'm writing them all down and I'm playing them all to my family this Christmas. Thank you.
Including,
Grandma
what was it?
Over by a reindeer.
Grandma got drunk.
Especially. Honestly, I just absolutely love it. Jan, what are you going to be showing us next?
Right, I've just got one or two samples to show you first, because again, you know, the Beautiful Beginnings is all about the beginning of your journey in crafts. If you're new to us today, first of all, welcome to our channel. It's lovely to have you as part of our family. But also, we keep saying, you know, the nesting dies are great, the nesting dies are great, but they really are. You know, all you have to do is cut them and layer them up. And then we've just added a sentiment on the front of this one, a little die cut sentiment. It could be a stamp sentiment. That one's been done portrait, but there's nothing to stop you having an elongated sentiment and working with it, you know, sort of on the landscape version. Again, we've got very similar with it cut in some of that beautiful ice blue luxury mirror card there. Just really, really sort of glamorous. Okay, but just layering them, that is literally all we're doing with them. Again, you know, mixing and matching it with different paper pads, different colour schemes. You've got that oval one. But then if you're ready to take it to the next level, just have a look at this one. This has actually used the die cut as the card blank there. So we've literally got it front and back, yeah, and just literally scored it at the top, about an inch down. You can just see here at the back, look, to create that sort of stand. And again, you've got that beautiful stands on its own. But I just think, you know, that's sort of taking it to the next level, but it's still not difficult. It's just 2 pieces cut, stuck together at top and decorated as normal, as if it was going to be on the front of a card. We've just kept it as the card blank. So, you know, you can take it to wherever you want with these. So what we're going to do then is keep it fairly simple again. Okay. We'll introduce a little bit of shaker into it again, because we all love a good shaker card. So I've got the Bronte, all right, just over about 5 1/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. So really nice size to work with there. And again, you've got the 3 separate elements. So you've got that outside layer. You might want to just work with that particular layer. Now this one doesn't have an external cutting edge around the inside. So this is going to cut the frame with that block inside it. Now, if you wanted to cut that out, you could always either pop you know, just a rectangular nesting die in there to make it into a frame. If you're okay with a craft knife, you could go in with your craft knife. So many different ways that you can work with them. The second layer is designed to fit in that space, and you've just got a beautiful little frame there. I mean, this one on its own, you know, if you're a scrapbooker, pop your little bit of journaling in something like that and just add that extra little flourish to it. And again, if you're just wanting to add a sentiment to something, you know, you've got one here that's sized just nicely, whoops, to have a little stamped sentiment inside. But when we put them all together, that's where the magic's going to happen when we start layering them. They're all made to just fit nicely inside each other, and that's exactly what we're going to do with them. So I've got some really nice cerise pink cardstock here. And I'm going to take the large one and the second one for this. We're not actually using the little one in the middle for this particular design. I'm just going to work with 2 of them. So I need my clear cutting plate back. We're going to pop the large one onto that cardstock, and again, just tape it in place. So going back to the removing the tape, with something like this, you know that this is going to be the outside edge, so it's not such a problem. It's when you're actually working, oh dear, that was a bit skimpy, wasn't it? Let's try that piece, there we go. It's when you've got something where the tape's coming onto part of the card that you're keeping that you need to be a bit more sort of careful. So again, we're going to pass those through our Gemini, and I've used the same plates all night with these. Even though we've got lots of detail on these, I haven't at any point included the metal shim tonight, and that depends on what you're cutting. If you've got a thicker cardstock, or if you've got something like a glitter card, I would normally put the metal die in with something that's got this amount of detail in it, lots of cutting points, just to give it that extra bite. But don't think that you need to have that in at every time. The cardstock that I've been working with here is not particularly heavyweight card, so it's going to pass through that machine, do the die cutting beautifully. So if we take those out of there, get rid of that one, and again, we'll just have a little look what we've got cut here. So we want to go with that one first, and you can see we've got that gorgeous little frame there. So we bring you this one back in again, you can see them a bit better, and then the middle, the outside one.
Oh, Cara's had a good idea. I don't know if I'm saying your name properly, Cara, so if I'm not, please let me have it phonetically. So I do like to say your names correctly. Cara Willing says these dies could be used with Through the Looking Glass.
Oh, now then, that's a good idea. That oval one particularly.
The oval one that we said could be Halloween.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Again, cross-matching your collections, you know.
Yeah.
That's something that I like to do. I like taking things, you know, maybe that have just been released and mixing and matching with something that I've had in my stash for a little while.
Yeah.
You know, make them work for yourself. Now, I did say earlier that this actually cut the whole centre out, but just looking at it now, there are actually anchor points. So it has got the middle in there. If you wanted it to take the centre out, all you would need to do do is just trim where those little anchor points are fastened into the card. So we've got our 2 pieces there, and that's what I've actually done with these. I wanted these to be have the middle missing. So I've literally just taken my knife and cut into that one, you can see there. And then this one, I've actually cut the little one out of the middle, which has given me a nice shape. You can see that this one's been cut out of the centre here. So I didn't actually use this piece, but it's given me a gorgeous shape to work with in the centre of that one. And then I've also cut the big one again in white. Okay, because we're going to do a little bit of what you said, Leanne, and we're going to do a little bit of that drop shadowing. And all I mean by that is lining up your dies. Move that one out of the way. And then I like to just come slightly to the right and slightly down. And what it does is just expose a little bit of the other colour. You can see it takes on a whole different format. If I cover it up again completely, so that you've got the white there on its own, you can see there that we're just on the white, pretty much trying to get it cut. There we go, look. And then again, just to the right and down, and expose whatever colour you've got, and it just gives it a completely different look there.
Almost
and we're going to get
it off, almost 3Ds it, doesn't it?
It does, it sort of creates that illusion, doesn't it? And then we've got that one which has got the same shape cut out of the centre now, so that these are going to line up and give us a nice little sort of shake a bit for the middle. So what I want to do with that then is I've got a piece of acetate, and again I'm just going to pop that behind this one because we want to make sure that those shaker pieces are secure. So again, I think I've just about got enough of my tape left here. Where are we? If I can find the end of it, we'll be okay. Oh, there we go. So just round the edge of here, whoops. Let me move the board now because it's spinning about. I'm just going to pop a couple of strips down here. Make sure that we're all nice and secure. As I say, I'm nearly at the end of my roller tape. I have got some more in my bag, but we'll just make that do. You'll get the idea now. Okay. Take the liner off. It gets very sticky when it gets right to the end of the roll.
Yeah, it does.
Just going to burnish it there so that we can get that liner off. Yeah, when you get right to the very end, I like to use it right down to the edge of the the bit that's been stuck to the reel and everything.
Yeah.
I don't like wasting it, but it does get very, very sticky. There we go. And then just so that those bits are stuck, I'm just going to run a line of the tape there. Now then, oh, it's there. I was going to say the next question is, what did I do with my acetate? So we're going to pop that over the back of there. And again, just make sure that you've got a nice stick, because you don't want those shaker pieces escaping. And then we're going to bring the little pink one here, and we're going to stick that to frame the front. So again, out comes that dotty tape pen. Perfect for the job. It's just made life so much easier, this. You know, we all used to, oh, do I put a bit of self-adhesive behind it? Do I try and get me wet glue on there without it going everywhere?
Do I use my spray glue?
Oh yeah, and there were plenty of options, and there still are, but this was just a game changer for me. And it means that you've got that confidence to know that you've got the perfect stick there. You know, we're used to that double-sided tape pen, so you know that the quality of the tape's going to work, and that's just going to give us our frame. So you can see there, we've got somewhere now to put those shaker pieces behind. Okay, so what I want to do now then is I'll leave those two there for a second, and I'll just bring in, I've just got some really simple mats and layers to go on my card.
Lovely.
And these are from that gnome paper pad that we've had on earlier, Leanne. So the Ordinary Garden gnome paper pad that was with the heritage dies earlier, these are from that paper pad. So if you were able to get that earlier, this was one of the papers, and then the contrasting one was a different design here. So I'm just going to bring this one across the front like so.
That's lovely. Coletta says, I've just been laying here resting and reading comments. You are all hilarious, with a big red love heart. Thank you, Coletta. Kay Restad says, I just got this decorative nesting die collection. So glad you're giving me lots of ideas. I love them. Now I have to share this with Karen Evans. Do we consider the word D-A-M-N a swear word?
I don't think so.
We think we're all right with that word.
It's not a word
Okay.
that I use.
Consensus
but-
in my ear is we think it's okay. It's not a word I use, but I just want to be sure I'm not going to offend anybody, because Karen Evans has sent us something truly hilarious. Leanne, I once heard my 5-year-old daughter learning Lord of the Dance. Yes?
Right, yeah.
So, I'm Lord of the Dance, said he, and that one. Yep.
Yep.
Wherever you may be, and that one.
Yep.
And she heard her 5-year-old singing, I am the Lord of the Damn Settee. I am the
These
Lord.
are things that you couldn't write, aren't
couldn't
they?
write.
Yeah.
Karen, that has made my day.
That is a good one, I like that.
Almost as much as the Nobby Dots, honestly.
We've actually got a list of my little Toby. We call him his Tobyisms. Some of the things he's come out with while he's been little. And he loves, well, his mum loves as well, The Lion King, the film.
Yeah.
Mum was a very big fan of it, so obviously he's been introduced to it at a young age. And we went through a phase where that's all he was watching, that's all he wanted to watch. But when this stampede came, and it was the wildebeest, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know whether you're familiar with the film, but there is a stampede in there of the wildebeest. Well, he just called them wildegeese.
Oh,
so from
the
now on,
wildegeese.
they've been wildegeese, yeah.
Oh,
and
fabulous.
then we were also, on a different occasion, talking about the mini beasts, you know, the little creatures in the garden, which are also mini geese. Yeah. And honestly,
Mini-geese and wildegeese.
Mini-geese and wildegeese, yeah. Just
Oh,
honestly, just little Tobyisms. And then his last one, bless him, he'd fallen down the other day and he'd hurt his lip. And he'd had a little bit of chapped lips earlier, so we'd put my lip balm on just to sort of make him feel a bit better, you know. It didn't do a lot, but it made him feel better. And then when he bumped his lip the other day, he came and he's like, Nanny, I need your stick balm. I need your stick balm.
Oh.
Like, you need my what? And Vanessa's behind, I think he means your lip balm.
Oh, bless.
So I've got a list of them all now, the little Tobyisms, bless him.
That's good, because you can write them all on a list for him when he's on his 18th birthday. Put them on a flip chart.
Right, now then, what did I... Oh, there they are. I was just going to say, what did I do with my
Evelyn says,
sequins?
I love all the tips today. Leanne, I'm having a problem getting anything to stick to the glossy cardstock without it slipping and sliding and getting messy. Any tips for that? Red liner tape, Evelyn.
Yep.
Red liner tape all the way.
Absolutely, I agree. I concur. So you can see we're going to pop this on here, but I'm not happy with what's going on in the background here. So I've just got a little scrap and we're going to pop this in here so that we're bringing that green, and then that will focus on that area where the little shaker pieces are going to go. So I'm just going to pop that bit on flat and just sort of eyeball where I need that one to go. Whoops. Nearly used a whole tape pen during the show, would you believe? Get through these like no tomorrow. So again, I'm just going to pop that there as a guide. We're going to have that like that. So I want it to be about there. And as I say, just pop that in. Nobody would know that it was a separate piece now, but it gives us a focal point to work on.
Yeah.
So again, taking off the backing for that foam tape. And then I'm going to do the same trick as I did earlier. If I'm working with shakers, I nearly always add a little bit of wet glue just to give it a bit of an insurance policy. You don't want those shaker pieces sort of escaping.
No.
I've got my little sequins. I think I'm going to have to order some more of these. These are definitely my favourite, the iridescent ones. They come in lots of different colours.
Yeah.
But I just think the iridescent ones go with anything. It doesn't matter what you're working on.
Well, we've got a really great little bundle of sequins today, actually, Jan, if anybody's after them. And you get 4 full packs. And one of those packs is that iridescent set you're working with. So I can show you all that if you like, if you're interested, because it might be something now that you can see Jan using that you want to get.
All I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue here and then pop it over the sequins. So yeah, we're not actually missing anything there.
Right, thank you. So look, you've got 4 full packs of the sequins here and you get a good amount inside. It's a really nice weight and it's got a how much percent? 25% saving. Your platinum price only £7.18 or £9.58. You've got that beautiful, beautiful, almost... They look blue in one light and pink in the other. They're such an interference colour. They're gorgeous. You've then got this beautiful, almost coral and pink. You've got the iridescent that Jan's using, that she absolutely loves. And then I think these are a real kind of vibrant peacocky blue. I absolutely like a turquoise, actually. Blue Lagoon, they're called. So Blue Lagoon, Coral Blush, Dusky Pink, although they're purple and pink. They really go blue. They are fantastic because they interfere. And then you've got your iridescent diamond as well. All 4 packs, great amount in there. You'll get a lot of shaker cards out of them for only $7.18 or $9.58 as your platinum price today.
So all I've done is stuck it down, and like I said, if you were watching earlier, like I said, be patient with the shakers. Let that dry before you start shaking it around. But I can see if I just bring in the one, I've just added a little sentiment on there. It just says smile, couple more embellishments, and you can see we've got that lovely little sort of shaker aspect in the back, and that's using the Bronte set of those lovely everyday nesting dies.
Yes, and I love that addition of that little sentiment across there, Jan.
Just to finish it off, yeah.
Really nice, pretty. And I think that shows how those garden gnome papers can actually be used in a very elegant way, because I think sometimes when you see a garden gnome paper pad, you might think, oh, not into them, it's not for me. But actually the papers don't have any gnomes on at all.
No.
So they're just a really lovely, bright, happy paper pad. Now, we've got some photographs to show everybody, Jan.
Oh, fantastic.
Remember when we asked for pictures of the trees this morning, wake up call?
Lovely.
We've got it working. Look at this. Cheryl
Oh my goodness, look at it. Oh, it's getting
that, Cheryl.
very Christmas, isn't it?
Very Christmas.
I can't wait to put mine up now next weekend.
I am starting to feel a bit Christmassy.
Yes.
I'm going to do it this weekend.
Yes. I think the fact that it's December tomorrow helps, doesn't it?
It does, of course. Cheryl, lovely. I love a real tree, Kristen.
Oh, beautiful.
And that is a great real tree.
It is. It's a lovely shape, isn't it?
Oh, it's perfection. That's the kind of tree I would have Mr. C wandering around the tree forest for, you know, when we go to get the real one, for 3 hours, driving him insane with his arm in the air so I know that it fits in the house. Because if he can touch the ceiling with his hand, Jan.
Yeah.
So I make him stand beside the tree.
To double check, I like it.
With his arm in the air to make sure that the tree will fit in the house. And he's like, how long do I have to stand here looking like a total tatey with my arm in the air beside every tree? And I'll say, until I find the perfect one, pet. Until I find the perfect one. Kristen, I love that. And oh, Patty, lovely.
They're definitely, definitely, yeah.
Yes.
That's very similar to mine. Mine's a green tree and we've got a champagne sort of coloured baubles, and then my spot colours are really dark cherry red, which is the spot colour in my lounge. So, yeah, just dotted in there, not masses of them, but that looks
Patty,
lovely.
that's classic. All beautiful trees, a lot of them. You've got me feeling Christmassy. I'm definitely going to do it this weekend. I'll share a picture on my Facebook page. You can critique it. Now, this is a fantastic starter bundle for you. This is going to make all of your card bases, it's going to make your boxes, it's going to help you with everything Jan's been doing today. So in this bundle, you are saving over 30%, and you've got your platinum price of £24 or $32. You're getting your Score Master, and you've got your scoring tool in the top here, you can see. You've got that really handy handle for hanging it up or carrying it around. And you've got your metric and imperial measurements. So you've got your centimetres and inches, depending on how you work. You've also got your Envelope Boxer, which makes all of those beautiful deep envelopes, the deep ones, so you can get a gift or a really dimensional card up to 1 inch deep on those, which is truly fabulous. Very easy to use. And by the way, you get, don't worry about it, full instructions. All of the instructions in here, we show you exactly how to do it. Sarah herself, there's Sarah's hands, and we give you, look, all of the measurements. If you want to make a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, a 3/4 of an inch, everything, and we give it you UK and US in size. Look, all of it in here. So really, really easy to use and packed with instruction. You're also going to get our Sweet Treats board. Love this one because it makes little popcorn treat boxes, and it makes little birdhouse boxes as well. It also makes those little cupcake carrier boxes, and I love the little moustache and lips on there for parties, especially if you're doing fancy dress, because you can hold them up to your face and have photographs taken with them on a stick. It's just a good fun board. You're getting a roll of that 3mm liner, red liner tape, perfect for putting your boxes together, sticking your acetate, shaker cards, all of the really sticky glue jobs where you don't want it to move. We've just talked about that. And you're getting a full pack of our carnival cardstock, and you're getting your luxury glitter, your matte satin mirror and your shiny mirror in each one of the colours that I'm showing you here. A beautiful pack, really it is. Oh, and by the way, is this the pack where there's some sticky in it?
Yes, one of the glitter sheets, I think.
Two of the glitter sheets, yes, let me just show you that. Actually, so you've got 2 sheets of card, and I'm just going to show you the back of this so you can see the difference. The bright white one here, that's self-adhesive glitter paper. The creamy coloured back, that's your glitter card. So for every colour I've shown you, 2 sheets of glitter card, 2 sheets of self-adhesive glitter paper, which is brilliant for your sentiments and your decorative frames. In every one of those colours. So for every colour, 2 sheets of card, 2 sheets of self-adhesive, your matte mirror and your mirror. Truly beautiful pack there, 40 sheets. You're getting all of that for £24 or $32, 30% saving, absolute bargain, an essential beginner kit for anybody, I think. Now we're going to take a little break. We're going to get a chance for you to check out your baskets, and we've got a little Crafters TV video for you. If you wonder what we're all about here at Crafters TV, this will tell you.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV. Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all our time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
I think I've always been a little bit crafty. I used to craft when I was very young, and I say craft, I used to take a needle and a cotton and sew all my own clothes, tie-dyeing and things like that. South Yorkshire's a gorgeous place. Barnsley in particular, I love. We get a lot of flack, but it's a really beautiful picturesque place to live, especially because there's lots of green places around there, lots of lovely parks and things like that, but it is a gorgeous place to live. So the people who inspire me, well, the people who inspire me most, especially into craft, was my Auntie Jean, who's no longer with us, but I give her always a big shout out because she absolutely introduced me properly into the passion of paper crafting. I followed Craig for a long time before he actually joined Crafters Companion, and I always loved his style. I used to follow his blogs, his, all these things that he used to do on Facebook and all the various companies that he used to work for, and then I absolutely felt honoured when he joined our team. You know what's lovely about having all this amazing team from Craig, Jan, Debbie, Michelle, Becky. Have I missed anyone? I'm trying to remember. I don't think I have, but it's lovely because they're like-minded people. We love and passionate about craft, especially Crafters Companion. So for me, having that lovely team is just phenomenal, and I wouldn't be without them literally every single day. I have a big love affair that has been going now for 40, let's get this right, 41 years with a certain group called Bucks Fizz, or as they are now known, The Fizz. When I got that phone call, well, firstly, I had the email saying, would I like to come and join? And I used to work in the Crafters Companion store as assistant manager there. But when I got that email, I thought at first, is this a joke? Because I had to check, was this a joke? But when I actually went for the interview and went through the process, when I got that phone call from Laura to tell me that they had wanted me on that TV team, that for me to date is the biggest, proudest moment I've ever had working for Crafters Companion in the 6 years that I've been here.
What I love about Debbie is her kindness and exuberance for life. She truly is a kind-hearted, big-hearted individual who would be there for absolutely anybody. She's gorgeous. Now, I just want to remind you about this beautiful Christmas nesting die collection that we've got. We looked at these right at the top when Jan made that beautiful turquoise box. Her card this morning with it was absolutely divine. And I just thought would give you an opportunity, if you'd like to get these in your basket, to see these designs again. So you've got a 35% saving, which is absolutely incredible. You can see your platinum price there, £44 or $50.40. We've got all of these in here. You're not making a choice, you're getting every single one. Every new layer in the die is a different design, so they'll complement each other beautifully. You've got your Yuletide blooms. Lovely, I love a square. And can I just say, these are also sized at 5 1/4, which means if you're in the US and you're making your square cards from your 8.5 by 11, they work. And if you're in the UK and you're making your square cards from your A4, they work. So you've got your Yuletide bloom, my favourite, festive foliage. Nothing too Christmassy about that at all. I use that all year round, and I will continue to. Beautiful baubles, I really love that one. These are rectangular, but you can use them portrait or landscape. There's no directional print on them, so you can choose. Same for the sparkling snowflakes, no directional print. Choose portrait or landscape. They work brilliantly with your quarter US and your quarter A4. And then we've got Starry Night, and we've got our Holly and Berries. And again, the Starry Night, nothing directional. Use it landscape or portrait, it's up to you. And again, nothing overtly Christmassy about that. You can use that all year round. And of course, this as well. I mean, I've got a holly bush in my garden. It's evergreen all year round. And I think these dies are evergreen. I think you can use 90% of these all year. They're not overtly Christmas. They're just a really lovely collection of incredibly intricate and delicate dies, and a fabulous saving on them there today. £44, $50.40 is your platinum price. And I believe you're going to show us another little way to use these, Jan.
I am. I'm going to do another demo with them. I'm going to talk through some of the bits because I'm just conscious of the time, and there's another one that I want to squeeze in with the zigzags as well. So you've seen me cut a lot of these earlier. We're going to go on to that Yuletide bloom now, you know, which for Christmas, you know, yeah, this is clearly a poinsettia flower in here, but like you're just saying, Leanne, you know, think outside the box, you know, maybe cutting it in a different colour, maybe paper piece it with some lemon card or some pink or some white. It could be any kind of flower. You know, it doesn't have to be a poinsettia. So yeah, you know, you're going to get some use out of these all year round, I think. So rather than actually pass these through the machine, I've actually got some that I've already cut and I can just explain. So I've taken the largest layer. I've taken this outside one, should I say, and I've popped that onto the pink and just created that lovely pink design with the flowers in there. You can just see, let me take that out from underneath. Yep, so it's got, you can see, you know, yeah, you know, these are designed to be a poinsettia, but as I say, they're a flower at the end of the day. Make them what you want. So with the pink, it takes away that sort of idea that it's a red poinsettia. Then I've taken green cardstock and done the next layer. Really, really pretty one. I do like this one. Just got a little leaf print on that one, which again, you know, could be used at any time. You can just see those leaves on the back of there. So we're going to layer these up, and then I've taken the next one in, which is the little one that fits in the middle here, and then I've cut the poinsettia or the flower, whatever you want it to be, in the green, and then just paper pieced it with a little tiny bit, just adding a bit of gold into the equation there. You can just see that. Map me card again, Leanne. I'm definitely going to be watching this space. For a big pack. Literally layering those up And what I thought we'd do with them this time, we've made quite a few cards. So I've just popped together, using some paper, a little gift bag. Easy enough to make, a couple of sheets of paper, sticking it together. You know, again, Christmas coming up. I used to spend a lot of money on gift boxes and gift bags and things like that. I very rarely buy them anymore. Just punched holes in to put the handles in with a little bit of ribbon. And then I'm going to pop a piece of... might have to cut that down a little bit. Yeah, I was going to pop that over the front there, but it's actually covering up my handles. So yeah, I'm just going to take a little piece off.
What you could do, Jan, I've done that before when I've done that. And what I've done is I've threaded the ribbon through and pulled the handles and then stuck it over the top of the ribbon.
Popped it over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just actually put your ribbon through first.
Because then you might not fit your die on.
So I could actually pop the ribbon inside here. Yeah. So let's just pop a little bit of my double-sided tape then inside. Whoops, I think I'm getting low on my tape. And all I'm going to do is bring that from the front into the back and stick that inside. And the same, you know, depend how, that's quite long, so I'm going to cut it down a wee bit. We don't need that much. So again, a little bit of glue on the inside of the bag there. And then we're going to thread it from the front to the back. And all I've done, if I just turn that round, is just secure it on the inside there. You can just see, stuck it down. You're quite right, Leanne. And then we can put this piece. Yeah. See, my brain's getting tired now.
Yeah,
it's been a long day.
That's what I'm here for, helping hand. Michelle Parsons says, Debbie Robinson is like the sunshine walking into a room.
She's a diamond, bless her.
She is,
She's got a heart of gold, that lady.
Yeah.
She really has.
She has. Kimberly says, woohoo, just finished a 40 card order. Now to package and get in the mail. Well done, Kimberly.
Fantastic.
Sandy Priscon, I must just tell you this as well, actually. This one is from Christine Mahoney. She said, I have a Christmas concert the next 2 days. Christine joined us on the craft along today.
Yep.
That I'm in charge of at my church. And I just wanted to say thank you for the craft along this morning. I'm going to make a few of these boxes to give out with the other giveaways both days, and I'm putting chocolate kisses in them. Isn't that lovely?
Gorgeous.
Thanks, Christine. I must just tell everybody, though, this is so funny. Sandy Priscon, I've seen this, Sandy. It is very, very funny. Sandy's just said, I've just watched a video from Ben. It's on Instagram. In the car with Sarah on the way to the next nightly crafting event. Leanne, Sarah has the hyaluronic facial on that you gave her with pea soup in her lap. Just love the laugh CC brings us each and every day. If you've got Instagram, please go and have a look at that because it truly is hilarious. She was admiring my skin the other day. She says, Chivs, you're glowing. What is it? I said, oh, it's the new hyaluronic face masks I've bought. I'll bring you one in. So I brought her a hyaluronic face mask in today and she's sitting in the car with it on, eating pea soup on her lap with Ben beside her. So if you fancy a laugh, go and have a look. She actually drops her spoon in her pea soup and then has to dig the spoon out. So if you fancy a bit of a giggle, go have a look at that. Deborah Sutherland says, Dear Leanne, would you please make collections of men's dump trucks, tractors, trailers, trucks, hunting, four-wheelers? He has 2 sons. It's hard to make them cards with butterflies and flowers. I understand that, Deborah, I really do. I think we will try and build some more masculine cards into the collection. Here's the problem, Deborah. And I'm just going to tell you as it is, because I'm nothing if I'm not honest. You always, all of you at home, every single crafter tells us, I want more ranges for men. We make you a range for men, and you don't like it, so you don't buy it. And then we've got it left. So I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, Deborah. If I make you the range with trucks and dumpers and everything else, are you going to buy it? Or are you going to like the butterfly and flower one a little bit more? I don't know. But we can certainly look. We're going to try and build some more masculine in. And that's why with some of our dies and some of our papers, we do try to build in the options for masculine rather than going with the very obvious masculine imagery. But it might be that we can bring a small collection in. So we've got a product development day next week. We'll certainly have a chat about it for you, Deborah. Thank you, Jan. We've been watching you as I've been chatting away.
Yeah, I mean, I've only put one of the handles on this one because I'd got one already done, but really, really simple. Just layering up those dies, letting the dies do the work. I've got 2 handles on this one, obviously, because we need 2 handles to carry it. But again, just as I say, making your own little gift bags, popping something in there with a bit of tissue, you know, and it's just...
Beautiful.
let those dies do the work. You know, that's all I can say. It's like the concept there's been thought of. They're all sized perfectly. Just have a think about what you want to use them on and then let them shine. Absolutely gorgeous. Just with that little tiny bit of paper piecing has just added that little bit of luxury
It
to
really
it there.
does. And I think a lovely little gift bag like that makes an inexpensive gift feel like a
Yes.
real treat. Like someone's really taken some time and thought about you. So I love that because it makes, you know, gift giving doesn't have to be expensive. You can put your time in and make something beautiful like that. So I really love that, Jan. Thank you so much. We've got to come back to these zigzag dies because they're proving popular. You are really enjoying these. And this set again is not a choice of, you're getting them all. So for 44, so your platinum price, 33.24 or 38.24 is absolutely fabulous. You're getting all 4 sets that I'm going to show you. You've got 12 different dies and 20 stamps in here. Now the concept of these is that you've got your 3 metal dies that you can see here, and those 3 metal dies cut in a triptych. So they're cut on 3 panels, which creates this zigzag effect for you that you can see. And Jan showed you how to do that earlier in this show, so if you need a little reminder, go and watch that back. You'll see how it happens. So this is every single set, and you've got a few stamps for your sentiments, which are appropriate to the collection as well. 20% saving, your platinum price of 33.24 or 38.24, and you don't have to choose. So we've got our In the Country. This set is our Garden Dreams. You can see your 3 dies there and how it folds up. This set is your Our Hometown. You can see you've got your gate, your little village and your church on the hill. And then we've got the Once Upon a Time, which is the little princess carriage, the castle and the trees in the background. Looks absolutely beautiful. And Jen, I believe you've got something nice and quick to show us.
Yes, I can make it quick because, as I say, I'm just conscious of the time. But I wanted to bring in, I said earlier, when we did the card here at the beginning of the show, and we did that lovely sort of trifold little zigzag card in the way that those dies had been thought through, so the concept behind them. I said that I would show you a different way to use them, and if you're not a colourist, so you're not keen on the colouring aspect of the crafting, then you can actually start and introduce your cardstocks into the mix. So in this one, absolutely gorgeous, you know, you've got the old fairy tale going on here, so we've got that beautiful castle. My stamps don't want to come out, there we go. You've got the castle in the background, you've got the tree line to sort of give it a backdrop, and then that beautiful little horse and carriage. You know, who wouldn't want to be in there? Now I can just see that there are a few little bits in there, so I'm just going to clean that out, because the one thing I would always recommend is that you start die cutting with a clean die, otherwise you're going to get areas in your die cut that haven't cut properly. So we've got those at the ready, and what I'm actually going to do is cut these out of some coloured card this time. So I've got some of them cut already, but I want to cut into a piece of green here with that lovely treetop element here. So we're just going to pop these on the top of here, pass that through the machine, and then I'll show you what I've done with the other pieces already, just to speed things up a little bit. So I'm just going to pop that one on and quickly pass that through the machine, Leanne, before we do any more.
Kathy says, Jan, you do such a beautiful job. Always enjoy when you're on.
Thank you.
Christine Mahoney says, you are a very awesome teacher, Jan. Michelle Parsons says, beautiful colour combination. Christy says, a very nice gift bag. Coletta says, gorgeous bag, Jan. So much love.
Thank you.
So much love, Jan.
She gets a little bit overwhelming sometimes, because there are, you know, our customers are so kind. You know, I often get comments on my social media, whether it be through Crafters TV or on our own pages, you know, and I just think it does mean the world. You know, I enjoy what I do immensely, but the fact that it's making a difference to people out there just means the world. It really does. So all I've done is trimmed in for the edge, because I just want to release, my piece of card was slightly wider than the die there. So you can see there, just get rid of that bit, that we've got that lovely sort of treetop effect.
It's lovely. Now, Jan, can I just ask you a quick question?
You can.
Have you got the finished one of this ready?
Yes.
So we've got to get 2 votes in before
So we do the vote again. Yep.
So we're going to do the we're going to do the vote of the show first and get that vote in, and we'll just look at the card beforehand, and then you'll still make it.
Absolutely.
And then we can do the demo of the day just before we go.
Okay, no problem.
Lovely.
So reversing right back up to the beginning of the show, then we had those beautiful Christmas nesting dies. Again, nothing Christmassy about it. So that was the Starry Night to make that lovely little gift box. So that one was number 1. Okay. Number 2, we came back to the Zigzag dies and we made the scene, the little snowy rooftops there in that traditional zigzag style there. If I just open it up like so. So that's number 2. That was done with the inks. Number 3 was that lovely set of everyday nesting dies. And again, we did the little drop shadow with the shaker pieces in the middle. So that was number 3. Number 4 was back to those Christmas nesting dies with the Yuletide bloom there. Just mixing it up by popping the pink in there. Nothing particularly Christmassy about it there. And then we're going to work our way towards this one. So again, you know, rather than doing the trifold, I've actually made it into a stepper card.
Nice.
And I've just cut the layers out of different coloured cardstocks there. So like I said earlier, if you're not into colouring, if that's not your thing, doesn't mean that you can't use the dies just the same.
Thank you. Okay, and that was number 5.
Yes.
Lovely. So get your votes in for the demo of the day, number 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. And then when we know that, we will do the demo of the day.
Right, so what I've done is I've cut some of the other pieces ready. So you can see I've done the same again with just some pearlescent cardstock, and I've cut that tree line again. So we've got a bit of contrast going on here. I've taken my castle. I just love this. You know, if you've got sort of a little girl's birthday, I think they're going to absolutely love, you know, the castle. So you can see there how we've just taken the top away. If your card's slightly wider than the die, just snip into that edge. And then again, I've gone slightly lighter still, and we've done that gorgeous little horse and princess carriage coming up the hill there. So you can see how they've come together. And then my card here, we've actually got a piece that is, let's have a look. Now it's been joined. So my card itself here is 5 by 4 inches here. And then I've got an extra piece added onto there, which measures 8.5 by 4. And I've just joined it together at the back so that I've got that lovely stepper piece at the front. Lovely. You can just see there. It would stand like so. Yep. And then that gives us all those different pieces to actually pop things in. So in the background there, we're going to go with the trees. So again, this one's going to go in that backdrop like so. So just simply, either with your wet glue, I'm going to stick, because I've been using it all night, I'm going to stick with my tape pen. It's nice and quick. I don't have to wait for things to dry while we're here on TV.
Thank you.
And just stick that one into there.
We'll watch you, Becky. You're not Becky, you're Jan. I'm going to read you a comment from Becky. So we're going to watch what you're doing, Jan.
Yep.
Becky says, please bring a steampunk emo range in. It has lots in it, as lots of my godchildren are emos, goths, rockers, and I really struggle to make cards for them. I think that's a great idea, actually, Becky. Yep. Kathy says, I've just ordered these and another item. I've used my birthday coupon. Woo,
fantastic.
Good for you. Karen says, what about a collection of birds sitting on branches, etc., that we could colour in? Like that idea. That could be used in cards, scrapbooking pages, boxes, etc., for men or anyone. Yes, it could. Rhonda says, Leann, big capital letters and colon. I got a bit worried. I thought I was going to get told off, but I wasn't. Rhonda said, Leann, you should do more shows. You are super engaging and I've totally loved your humour. Rhonda, it's made easy by the fabulous team I work with, the fabulous craft experts and our super crew, and of course, you at home. I just read out the humour. You all provide the humour for me. But thank you, Rhonda. That's really kind of you. I appreciate it. That's looking lovely there, Jan.
All I'm doing is literally sticking a layer into each of the sections in the card. So really simple to do. And as I say, it gives you an alternative if you're not wanting to colour in all the pieces. So you've still got that lovely backdrop. We've got the castle appeared now, and then I'm going to bring the last one and we're going to pop the little carriage on the front of here. So it's just an alternative way. I like to sort of try and cover different aspects, because like I say, as much as I love colouring, it's not everybody's forte, but I don't want you to think that, oh, well, they're no good for me because Jan did all that colouring with them. It doesn't, you know, look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. Who, little girl, you know, that wouldn't like that as a card. And then I've just taken a little bit of coordinating paper here to go across the front, and then we're going to add a sentiment, and then I've added some gems to that finished sample because, you know, no castle is complete, is it, without a bit of bling. So just pop that across the front so that we can get the sentiment to stand off rather than losing it in that pink. Wishing you a magical birthday. And again, if I bring the one in that we've got here, you can see just by adding those little gems in there, a little bit of bling in there, just onto the castle turrets and onto the carriage and everything there. And if I stand you that one up, it does freestand. You've got your space to write inside, but completely different to what we did with this one here, but using that same concept die.
Worked very well. Thank you very much, Jan. Now we've got the winner.
Fantastic.
The winner of today's Beautiful Beginning show is card number 2.
Number 2, so that was the little snowy rooftops, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Everybody loves
Lovely
that,
little
Jan.
scene there, yeah.
Now, do you have all of your other ones there, Jan?
Right, so top of the show, gosh, it seems ages since we did this one this morning. So this was Wake Up Call.
So this is for demo of the day, everybody
Let
at
me
home.
just move out a bit of space there. So this was the Christmas nesting dies, and that was that lovely foliage one that we did this morning. So that's number 1. Number 2 was our craft along, which won by default there. And we made that beautiful gift box with the heritage dies on that one and that little shaker element in the middle. So that's number 2. And then number 3 from Beautiful Beginnings, we've got that lovely little scene on the Zigzag Scene Builder dies there. So 1, 2 or 3 for the one for the day.
Lovely, thank you very much, Jan. I know what I'm voting for, but you let us know what you're voting for. So that's for your demo of the day, number 1, 2 or 3. Now, while you're thinking about your votes, I've got a couple of great tools to tell you about today. And this is our hero tool. And this is the thing that Jan says she can't live without when it comes to stamping. She uses it for everything, even the tiniest sentiment. It's your 8x8 magnetic stamping platform, which has the magnetic base, the sprung-loaded top, your 4 magnets in there. Please go and have a look at YouTube. You'll see us all using it. It really is great for precision placement of sentiments on cards and for your layering stamping, and just it takes all of the error out of it and makes it accurate every time. You're saving fabulous 15% off on that today. And you're getting 50 bonus points, which we know I always shop for a bonus point because it levels me up. I really love to do that. For only $16.80 or $26.80 as your platinum price today, that really is a great time to snap yourself up a hero tool if you don't have it. And then my personal favourite, I adore my rocker blocks. I still have the rocker blocks that I bought when Sarah launched them with Jen Nesterenko all of those years ago, and I still use them today. So to get both sets, you're getting 6 rocker blocks, a 50% saving for $7.99 or $11.19 as your platinum price is truly fantastic. And these will take every little bit of error out of your stamping. You'll get no more shadowing, no more horrible mucky mess, no more hot spots, missing bits, no more half stamped images. Everything will be perfect every single time. I love them, and really that is a fabulous little gift for yourself today at $7.99 or $11.19 with that 50% off. And of course, I must just say the most popular thing that we've had today is the Christmas nesting dies. You are absolutely loving them, and we'll get Jan to show you some more examples of how you can use these. She'll get some samples ready for you. I'll just go through the designs, and you can see here that you've got your saving and you've got your platinum price of £44 or $50.40, and these are the designs that you're getting in the collection. Not a choice, you're going to get them all. You're getting Yuletide Bloom, you're getting your festive foliage, you're getting your beautiful baubles, your sparkling snowflakes, you're getting your starry night, and your holly and berries. Really fabulous detailed collection. used beautifully in your craft. And Jan has got some 35% saving. You're not making a choice of getting them all. 35% off, platinum price of £44 or $50.40. And Jan, you've got some lovely samples for us there.
I have. I don't know whether I've just swallowed something then. I got a little cough going on.
You're not like that nursery rhyme. I don't know why, but I swallowed a fly.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Nothing, I'm just having a look what's up there. Right, so we had a look at this one earlier, but I just think it is absolutely gorgeous. So again, it's done, you know, I like the fact that it's done on a black card base as well. We don't often think about popping the black as a card base, but popping your pattern papers in, and then that's that beautiful foliage one. So we did it here earlier, and we did sort of a slightly lighter version here, but when you actually pop, you know, that darker element with the red, I think very, very traditionally sort of Christmas season's greetings there. So that one is the foliage. I've brought this one back because I just adore this. I've got to give it a final show. This is the one, the Yuletide Bloom, but again, just done in that cream, and we've layered about 3. So cut it 3 times and stuck them together to give it sort of the appearance. It feels a little bit like a chipboard piece. Just simply layering it up, I think is really, really pretty. Again, we've got that little A6 one, which is the baubles there. So just done in those lovely Christmas red and green, and a little bit of the gold card just to get a bit of shimmer. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I did show you this one. I particularly like the colour scheme on this one. I love that sort of oldie worldy, traditional Christmas kind of, it's almost got like an antique feel to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. We've just popped, I like this, I do a lot of these cards where I take the middle out of them and pop the acetate in the back. I just think they're really, really nice. And again, you know, teaming it up with those beautiful papers, why not show them off? Still room to write your message inside there. And then again, just bringing that Poinsettia one back to the reds. And again, absolutely stunning. So a slightly larger card. But just bringing those in, they speak for themselves, don't they? You don't need to do much else other than pop a little sentiment on, and you're good to go.
Thank you, Jan.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you very much. We've got the winner for Demo of the Day.
Okay.
And winner for Demo of the Day, no surprises here, Demo number 3.
Demo number 3, 1, 2. That's the little scene again, isn't it?
It's your, it's your snowy scene.
The little snowy scene, fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so that's those little zigzag dies there.
And I'm not surprised, Jan. I think that is very beautiful and very inspirational for everybody at home. Thank you so much, Jan. We've got loads. Jan, it's been a pleasure working with you today. We don't get to do it very much, but I've really enjoyed the time we've spent together. Thank you very much for all of your inspiration, your education today, Jan. We thank you, all of us at home and everybody here at Crafters TV.
You are more than welcome.
Take care, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
Yes, I'm here all day tomorrow.
Great.
We've got a massive cart load up, lined up for tomorrow evening.
So tomorrow you can expect to see our Jan and our beautiful Becky, and there'll be wake-up call. There will be a masterclass for you with Nature's Garden in the middle of the day. I believe that was the garden gnomes again. Our Jan was telling me.
Lots of colouring tomorrow.
Lots of colouring.
In my happy place.
Lovely. And then we've got cart load again tomorrow night with some. I've seen them.
Fantastic deals on there.
Stonker deals on there, which is absolutely fabulous. We have had a wonderful day today. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with you, and I'm not now going to see you again until the new year. So I'm going to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. If you don't celebrate Christmas, just have a lovely winter. Be careful what you're doing. Take care, and I'll see you all in the new year. Much love. See you tomorrow. Bye.